The television, also popularly referred to as the magic box, was first invented in 1927 by Philo Farnsworth with a simple experiment. In Nigeria, television came into being in 1959 with the launching of Western Nigeria Television in Ibadan, Oyo State capital, by the then Awolowo administration of Western Nigeria.
Going down, and the people as they go by without a frown.
It's been a long time. Television started in the West. I can remember year 1959.
I had been recruited a month before then as a television producer.
I was in school then, and I hadn't any idea what television was about.
I've read a lot about how it all started, and one is impressed looking back.
Afternoon of the launching, I remember I was within a mobile control room on the grounds of Parliament buildings, I believe, and I was doing what you people would now call production assistant, job.
I came in and joined in '67, which was then the NBC Television. As I came, it was NBC Television Lagos.
I was switching. Because those who came to help us set up television, including some Australians, some British, they were handling the actual directing of the day.
It has been very nice, all anxious to see, looking forward to look at the program, and very educative program they've been showing all that time.
In the name and honor of our people, we demand not promises but reality. One boy and a virgin girl as
The recording broadcast format was different, but the television technique remains the same.
The training is the same, camera angle is the same, come what may. Position of cameras and things continue to be the same because there are basic rules that you must not break, no matter how far the technology has gone. The short composition we had at inception of television will still be the same short composition. A close-up is a close-up, long shot is a long shot. But what has helped now is the technology.
First runner-up of the year 2001 Most Beautiful Girl in Nigeria is Miss Abuja. Miss Rivers is the winner!
We have Rita from Shomolu. Rita, what are you talking about? All right.
From then I went on to the Face of Africa pageant where I emerged as a finalist, and then MBJN, and now Miss World.
All right. So she had a lot of practice if you consider all those beauty competitions.
If you don't know the basics of what you are doing, the technology will not help you. A jump cut continues to be a jump shot. An out of focus shot continues to be an out of focus shot. Because if you do not focus your camera properly, the camera will not focus itself. So the cameraman, the producer, the director must know what he's doing.
Television production has over the years experienced in-depth growth, and challenges must have been encountered producing programs those days. How was staff's commitment able to combat these challenges?
Before he left Harare, venue of the 8th Summit of the Non-Aligned
Broadcasting is like a disease. I mean, it affects you. You think of it every minute of the day. It's like a lodestar that attracts you. There were only 6 people down the country, radio and television, to be able to get 6 good people who could be recommended by their various organizations. It was tough. So you had the best. You had to read the news on radio and television. My day ran like 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock news on radio, went back home, take a bite, run back for 10 o'clock in the morning on radio, taught at the language laboratory. 4, you were back again. 7, you were on TV. 9, you were on TV. I mean, you know, it was so challenging. And when you have masters who know, oh my God, it's the best thing.
Good evening. Welcome to the NTA.
I always tell this story to the young broadcasters. I got to the news on Victoria Island, 7 o'clock. I met this word from the Caribbean, and I called it. Immediately I left the newsroom. The telephone rang, and but they come and take your telephone. Oh. So I took it. I said, hello? He said, yes. Is that newscaster? I said, yes. What's your name? So, well, I'm just somebody who loves the station I was watching. This name from the Caribbean, how did you call it? I said, well, then I called it the way I called it. And the man said, are you sure you're right? I said, wait a minute, Mr. Man, who are you? So I don't have any name, but I'm a lover. Well, if you don't have any name, please drop the phone. He said, okay, if you have to, my name is Kolade. I mean, you know what, I just prayed for thunder to strike, you know. My own boss said, then he changed his voice. You know, Kolade, I'm telling you, that word is coming out. Did you check in Daniel Jones? I said, no, sir. I started stammering, you know. And I assure you to be on at 9. If you mispronounce that name, you have lost your job. And Kolade meant it. Here was the Kolade we used to play tennis together. So at 9 o'clock, I was even rehearsing the name of the place. At 9 o'clock, I looked at the word and I called it properly. You know, after the news, Kolade was there. Buddy, well, you are lucky you have retained your job. And he meant it.
One of my best friends, Christopher Kolade, had already, left Ibadan and taking on duties with the NBC as director of programs. And you couldn't have a director of programs of Dr. Kolade's caliber without your handing over, literally, television to him to do. I felt challenged that I wasn't just going to be a television producer for the first television station in Africa. I was going to use television to encourage those of my kind, my friends, who were interested and had been working on television drama to get them involved in television.
Where is he? Thank you. Thank you. You can all go. Okay? Thanks a lot. Thank you. Hey, how you doing, Pam? How are you? You're looking great, Pam. All right. Wow. Oh, Pam. It's nice to see you. You're just as good as I left you, Pam. And you? All right, I'm great, Pam.
What I looked up to was when they could call me DTV. That was the director of television. For me, the only one of the ways I could justify that appointment, and for people who had recommended me, was to ensure that I sustain the production of plays on television.
And now Balogun is trying to play equal with me. Then as if that is not enough, that small boy, Oyinbo Pepe, he says that I, Josiah Nicodemus Olegbela, I cannot enter the palace with him. What is happening to me in your
1965, when I started thinking out ideas for a television play series that will recall the remembrances of the headmaster, what the headmaster was like in our region, in our part of the country.
When leave take too much for body of soap, you got time to leave.
Which we call Billy back Bela Roche, Adoshe.
Village headmaster began and ran for years and years and years until, due to circumstances, people departed, went for other things, came back again. But the good news I have for you.
You know, I can't use long leg. When they take give a picking walk, the walk when Laraba forget. Upon all the good things when your husband they do for this your job. Make KBC can't do this kind of thing for your own daughter. It's not good at all. It's not good.
With the proliferation of TV stations, professionalism and excellence in broadcasting has been further enhanced at 50. Some say a lot still has to be done on training and should not be left for all comers.
I'm glad that I am alive to see the proliferation of television. It's no longer a television owned by the federal government centrally or in different parts of Nigeria.
Their minds are made up. Some of them don't even watch your station. They rather log on to DSTV or whatever, So they should open their minds and read, not talk to me about Obama and so on and so forth. No. Talk to me about people we know. Tafawa Balewa, Sadana Osokoto, Francis Ibiam, Odumego Ojukwu. These are people we should always remember. We should know to learn to adore our own people.
When we talk about AIT now, we're not, advertising. Galaxy Television is operating from a territory in Ibadan, the old rediffusion premises where I once worked. When we talk about the channels, there are several, and there is nobody working, serving in those television stations who had not got some previous experience on NTA.
The journey to join the world leaders has been steady, hard, and progressive. Here are Nigerians bringing glory to their fatherland.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, remains the mother of all, as the veterans still have a lot more to impact on the younger generation.
Fresh hopes for peace in Angola. Both parties resume negotiation. Criticisms mount following U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation's handling of the cult standoff in Waco, near Texas. Good evening, welcome to Network News. I am Cyril Stovall. So on the news tonight is Tokunbo Ajayi.
Good evening.
Director who has asked him get these shots ready and then just concentrate on the person who is speaking as long as he's speaking. When we go to editing, all the cutaways we've done, we will put them into the pieces. And when you marry them, some do not fit in and so on. So if people take time to work like professionals so that the shots you are going to get will now match the statement that is being made, then it will help.
Please look inwards and do a lot of training so that people can be abreast of what you say abroad.
NTA, apart from taking care of sensitivities of their viewers, the government-owned stations broadcast 80% of local content programs that promote moral values and propagate the Nigerian cultural heritage through drama, music, and educational programs.
No, but one or two of you might have to donate blood. I'm ready.
I'm ready, Doctor. Me, sir, I don't ready.
Okay, then, in that case, let me get the nurse to take you to the lab.
secret meeting is mutiny, sir, and I recommend court martial for them, sir.
Court martial?
Yes, sir.
Are soldiers involved?
When we were small children, and we were there for school, you know, before we qualified from elementary, you see, our headmaster, he will teach us one song, you know, we just sing it like this. Wherever you are, wherever you go, do not say yes when you mean to say no, and do not say no when you mean to say yes.
For NTA has been improving, and they've been giving us educative movies and things. What I think I know is that they are showing more of the video than films. If they've been showing us good films like Cockroach at Dawn and things like that, it's very, very good, very educative, very nice, something that we can hold on to or give advice about. I wish they go back to it. Things fall apart. Village headmaster.
Welcome. Sit down.
I won't stay long.
If they can bring those things back again a different way, I think it will be better off for that for our children.
Morning, Peter.
I forget before. What Mr. Akinola?
TV at 50 has been able to prove that television is vital in promoting various sectors such as economy, education, sports, agriculture, and even the highly rated Nollywood.
We're here to see this.
The music industry. And entertainment as a whole has the TV medium to thank for the astronomical growth in these various sectors.
Positively, it had helped some children when they watch educational programs. It had really helped them in their academics.
When you watch, you can see a lot of things that you cannot get access to.
If you want to put it the right way, you will say 50 years of television in Africa.
It has some negative effects, but I believe that television plays a very significant role in educating the children. Aside from radio and other medium of communication, I think television is still the best.
And I remember growing up, we have this program called Test by Moonlight, where they tell stories about morals and stuff. I remember each time we hear the tone, what's that tone again? Everybody's running in because there's story, one new story or the other, and of course it affected me positively because I learned how the tortoise was cheating and it was caught, and I don't want to cheat because I watched that and stuff.
The major impact I had when you hear of Speak Out, it used to be one of the tutors. It was representing a tutor to me then because I had to stay tuned. I'm somebody who grew up with strict parents somehow, and we were taught to always turn up or tune up to stations that are very educative.
In the current affairs, in the news aspect and every other thing, TV is okay. In whatever you want to do in this life, fine, you start somewhere, right? But to get to a stage whereby you advertise yourself, do you understand? On the screen, which is TV, By so doing, lots of people will get to know more about you.
As a lecturer, there are certain programs on the television, very educative,
very relevant to what I teach my students in the class that I will never miss. Atito's gang, because you know what is going on. There are some, conferences, management programs, this and that. You watch all these things, you listen to what is happening in the industry, you bring it to the classroom, you tell your students. So television has been so helpful to me as a lecturer.
With this growth, how can we rate the effect of this global medium on the family and the entire society, even as we celebrate 50 years of television broadcast?
Children that do watch the other films, films that are not really educative, it has really been something detrimental to them.
Like this Aki and Popo, sometimes when they in some movies they play adults, while in some movies they play the children, and then when the children sees them smoking and all that, they believe we can do all these things together.
I was holiday with a senior brother, and we were watching wrestling, Bulldog, Broa, all those people, this and that. The next thing I heard was the agonizing cry of the younger one. The senior one lured him to the children's room, and I was hearing his